What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back again with a brand new video. In this video, we check out one of what seems to be three, could be more, of reworked legendary enchants for the pre-patch on Season 8. I just found out about this. I'll go into how, and we're going to be playing today Frostflame Shock. It's really fun, and it ends up being incredibly powerful at the same time. First place DPS throughout the video. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's jump right in. I got this message from Gray, who is one of the devs that I have conversed with for years at this point on Project Ascension, and he says, we just posted the biggest patch in over 2 years. This was yesterday, I believe, at least for me. It was 2 days ago for you guys. I wanted to give you a heads up because I know how busy the life of an influencer can be. Which is kind of lol, like I don't even look at myself as really, I mean, I am an influencer theoretically, but I feel like I look at an influencer as somebody that actually is big. I'm still small. I know some people still look up to me, but I'm still pretty small. Look, he's replying to me in real time. I said, yo, you meant like new stuff actually came out? Because this dude is talking to me in-game about Frostflame Shock. And as you can see, he's now telling me about, holy crap. But I literally am getting it in real time, lol. So, okay, apparently these are the patch notes, and a bunch of things have been changed early. But I gotta say, all I want for Christmas is not my two front teeth. I've got those still, but what I'd like is just a page for just ability and talent changes. Something palatable, you know what I mean? The point is, we're trying a new build today. And I'm really excited to say that we don't have to wait till Season 8 to actually do something genuinely new and interesting. So I'm scrolling through all this, but really, obviously, you're not seeing the full thing. I highly recommend you just go to their Discord, go to the changelog for Classless and check this out. But today, my friends, I'm going to get on a caster character who is, I think it's Ziggy, right? I'm not even going to change the name, probably. But we are going to make a Frostflame Shock build because that is too damn badass not to try. So let's do it. Okay, guys, so this video is literally happening out of nowhere. It's 12 o'clock at night for me, and I'm just going to play literally all night, probably for the next 8 to 10 hours. Who knows, really? And we'll see how fast we can get the content, to be honest. And we're going to try that brand new enchant. Apparently, it's a rework from an enchant that we already own, so I shouldn't have to buy anything new. I have so much garbage, man. Okay, let's see. Barrage is what I saw somebody say it was from. So Ice Barrage, look at that. So they've reworked it. You can already see some of the new stuff for Season 8 in the game, where it says requires, right? So Ice Barrage, which used to be a very bland enchant that lets you play just basically Frost Mage, now is something different. It says requires Brain Freeze, which gives you Fireball procs, and requires Flame Shock. When you damage enemies with Frostbolt, you gain an Icicle for 20 seconds. Up to 5 Icicles can be stored at once. Dealing damage with Ice Lance causes any stored Icicles to begin launching at the target, dealing frost damage. So that's very similar to kind of how it was before. But now there's a new part. Transforms Flame Shock to Frostflame Shock. A 2-second cast time, damage over time effect on the target, and 2 nearby enemies, lasting 12 seconds. And dealing Frostfire damage. Now, its periodic damage can trigger your Fingers of Frost talent. That's ridiculous, right? And this ability benefits from the effects of Brain Freeze, whatever that means, and causes Brain Freeze to also increase the damage of Frostbolt and Ice Lance against targets affected by Frostflame Shock by 9%. And as you guys know, I do actually have a regular set of stuff. It's less good than what I have for my Spirit set, but we have basically a non-Spirit set. I've still got some Spirit pieces here and there, but it's really not that deep at the end of the day. You guys know how it is. So, let's go ahead and get the enchant we need. I can't use that here. Okay. Where can I use my altar, guys? Where can I use it? Can I use it in front of this guy's crotch? I sure can. Oh, that's a good place to put it, I guess. We can cover it up. I always found it interesting that ogres just don't wear clothes, basically. Like, for no reason, by the way. Like, obviously, they have skin. They're not full of hair. Shit gets cold. But, okay, it doesn't matter. The point is, instead of Endless Agony, we're going to go to the new reworked Ice Barrage, and we're going to pick a brand new build, right? Because we are on free pick. We can do whatever we want until Season 8. I'm going to reset all of my abilities, first of all. Boom. And first of all, I just want to get the required abilities and see what goes down, right? So Flame Shock, boom, Frost Flame Shock. You can see it in the chat right there. Let's look at Brain Freeze real quick. Frost damage spells that are mage-based, right? With chilling effects, they actually clarified that for some reason. That's interesting. Have a 15% chance to give you a Fireball instant cast. Nobody knows if Frost Firebolt's coming out with Season 8. It might not, it might. Who knows? Anyway, Fireball for now. and does 25% increased damage, by the way. Damage dealt by Frostbolt, that's what's relevant for me, is also increased by 9% on targets affected by the Fireball effect, but that's actually going to be 18% more damage, guys, because if they have Frostflame on them, it's actually 9% more Frostbolt and Ice Lance damage. So, okay, interesting right off the bat. Wow, what a literal, it's elemental anomaly, actually. That's the icon for that, but it's a beautiful icon. Sears the target with Frostfire, causing 30 Frostfire damage and 36 Frostfire damage over 11.65 seconds. The periodic damage will crit and will actually go more rapidly based on spell haste, so I don't even need talents for anything like that. It's just happening, right? So we go ahead and level that up as well. All right, let's try it on a dummy, guys. I'm very curious. I am hit capped, or I was hit capped. I guess I have to get some more gear real quick. I could probably grab some talents. I can go 3 points in a Death's Grasp, I guess, get some haste. This is very interesting, guys. So the idea is going to be to keep this up and then keep spamming Frostbolt. I think it's a 2-button build. It could be wrong. I mean, Ice Lance, right? So that's actually a 3-button build, but all right, Frostbolt and Ice Lance. Okay, so let's get the basics out of the way, right? We Frostflame Shock, and then we just start spamming Frostbolt, right? And Frostbolt's hitting a 2300 right now. Oh, I do already have weak auras for the Brain Freeze. That's going to be fun. So that's another thing. It's actually even more buttons because we do need Fireball. Also, look at these Icicles. What the hell? I just realized. Icicles are active, launching and dealing damage after casting Ice Lance. Boom. Oh, what the what is that damage? Did you guys see that? That was like an Ice Lance for each one. So I just keep casting this. I wonder if you save them and you get as many as you can get and then you Ice Lance. And when I say proc, of course, if you don't know Frost Mage, you don't know what I'm talking about. But otherwise, you know what I'm talking about. And that's going to be right here. Fingers of Frost, right? 16% chance to basically get a super crit with Shatter, 50% increased crit, right? And we'll also go into Ice Shards, 100% more critical strike damage, 8% more damage on frozen targets. They count as frozen if I have Fingers of Frost up. I mean, this plays itself. It's always played itself. Like, I literally am not thinking right now, and I know exactly where these freaking talents go. I'm not reading them right now. I don't watch. I'm not even like joking. Like I need to pick this one, and okay, I need the Discipline Priest thing, Power Infusion. We'll cycle between that and the Icy Veins as well, and I'll just do more Frost damage. And I don't think I need the Flash Freeze, but I do want the Winter's Chill, and we might as well go into Arctic Reach. And this is interesting. The capstone says Fingers of Frost will now grant an extra charge. That's broken. Typically, you went for an epic enchant to get that effect. I didn't even know that was in the game. Maybe that's new. That's broken. I just want to make it clear. And I guess we might as well take Deep Freeze because it's probably a DPS increase on bosses. So we've actually got quite a few abilities. It's actually not as simple as I thought it would be at first glance. But just trying to be honest with you guys, it might be relatively complex. Might be super easy as well. It might just be Proc Central. Proc Central is a really good place to be on Project Ascension because it basically brings down like a really complex build into you just creating weak auras and clicking things when they glow, which is not that complex, right? So even if it's 7 abilities, it's not hard. With that being said, I can go to my weak auras right here. Holy crap, I've got too many, but we can find Fireball. It's probably my Brain Freeze. Yep. Oh, yep, there we go. And we'll just drag that right here. So that's going to be pretty nice. Yo, this is already playing itself, man. Like, I actually can't believe it. We'll take Molten Fury, 12% more damage if they're below 35% health with any mage effect. I still got 13 talent points, though, dude. I wonder if at this point I just go into some pretty obviously good talents, but sometimes you can't really fit them in certain builds. But I feel like I might be able to, and that would be like Arcane Mind, 3% more damage, 12% or 10% rather more int. Mind Mastery, so I get 9% of my int as spell damage. Double down in the Balance Tree with Lunar Guidance, which is the same thing. 18% now total of my intellect going towards my spell damage. That puts me up at right now 1700 with 120 item level. I'm just curious, so let's just go ahead and pop some cooldowns. Frostflame Shock, all right, going for that Frostbolt. Let's just stack these Icicles, right? We'll just keep stacking Icicles and now Ice Lance, and they just keep shooting. I guess I want to go for the Frostflame Shock. Deep Freeze, boom. Where's my Brain Freeze procs, man? Am I not getting them? I'm just curious. Like, I wonder if Frostflame Shock is doing something to affect that. Oh, I need to actually make sure. Oh, there it is. Boom. Ooh, an 8k crit. Don't mind if I do. Deep Freeze right there as well. We have to make sure we get this Frostflame Shock off. Dude, I'm just casually doing 5k right now with 120 item level. I don't even know what I'm doing. Do I have talent points left? Oh, I have 4. Holy crap. What the hell's going on right now? Now, I'm really low on mana, so I think it's logical to just go Moon Conform. You might be wondering what the hell, like, that's random, isn't it, Mcdoubles? Actually, no, it's not. If you read really closely, spell crits give me 2% of my total mana. Really good, obviously. You get 3% flat spell crit as well, and we don't have to be an ugly chicken, because I do actually have basically a Mog for it, so we can actually take that. Guys, I really, like, this is a last-second thing. I literally just built this. If you check the time from the first clip in this one, it was probably only 10 minutes. That's how easy this was to build, dude. Now, you might be thinking, Mcdoubles, Frostflame Shock, there's just no way that's good enough for AoE, right? What are you gonna do? And you'd be correct. Like, what the hell am I gonna do? Maybe I just Blizzard. By the way, I just did 5k. You saw it consistent. I know it dropped, but that doesn't really count. And we don't have any enchants, dude. Zero. Pendulum, I guess, is working for this build, but nothing else, because I'm not working with any of this other stuff, right? Lunar Guidance, right? I have one of those, so, you know, throw me a bone, I guess. But that's ridiculous. What the hell? What if I hard cast Blizzard? Like, does that actually do anything? Let's Frostflame Shock Blizzard. Is that actually any good at all? Like, does anybody hard... Oh, I need to level it up. I need to level it up. And that was a lot of levels, bro. That was a lot of levels. Let's do it again. Oh, that was instant. Oh, that's what that means. You don't have to fireball. Frostflame Shock becomes instant cast with Brain Freeze. Oh. I don't know. Maybe fireball's still good. I guess it depends on how many procs you get. If you hard cast the Blizzard, though, it looks like we're doing... I don't know. Maybe you have to reset this, right? All right, let's try now. I reset it. That's not great. It's like a cool 3.3k. Literally. It doesn't go anywhere. 3.3k DPS. If I frost... Oh, look at that instant again. But if I do that at the same time, what does it go to? It went up. Oh, 4.3. There's another instant. Ooh, I really like that. It's still awful DPS right now, though. We're probably going to have to go with something else. But for single target, I'm feeling good. And I'm understanding things now. Like, you can see that fireball proc right there. And then instantaneously, boom, I get off a free Frostflame Shock. So I do need to make a weak R's for that, but that actually really smooths out the rotation. The more Brain Freeze procs I get, the better. And I do think that means Fireball is going to work with this build. I can actually go. There's some horrible lag due to add-ons with this recent patch, by the way. It's very frustrating. But the Brain Freeze enchant exists, by the way. 9% increased chance to trigger it. Wow. We're going to go with that as well. Let me actually kit this guy out, get the enchants ready, guys, and, you know, not look like a chicken, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so one thing I tend to like to do before I, you know, start commentating with a build is just play it without commentating at all and just see what happens. So I have shown you guys some boss fights. I just got done with the last boss of Mythic Slave Pens, and at certain points we were doing like 9.5k. This is not normal for 120. A lot of the times I show you guys builds at around 120 item level. That tends to be where I cap out my fun, right? And I don't even progress further than that. But typically, I end up at like 5, 6, maybe 7k. And then I can tell you guys with confidence that if you can add 5, 10, 15 item levels, you can roughly add 1, 2, 3k extra single target damage. I mean, these are just like rough estimates, sometimes more, sometimes probably barely less. And so, you know, at the end of the day, it's all viable. This is not normal, though. This time, if you account for item level, I'm doing like 12, 13k, dude. And I'm talking about in that regard if I had like a 132, 133, 134-ish item level. Yeah, like 12, 13, 14k. And by the way, as far as I can see, you know, around 10 to 12k is where you want to be for Ascended right now. And I'm basically almost there with 120 item level in Rags, man. Rags. Don't even have gems on some of this stuff right now. Blue stuff, mana etched, 115 item level stuff. Some of it's spirit based. Imagine if it was all crit. Or haste even, rather. I don't even know if I mean, I think I crit until I'm 100% guaranteed to crit with Fingers of Frost. Or maybe that's even greedy. At the moment, it looks like it's more like 75% is what I've got right now. When I stack Winter's Chill or whatever it's called, though, I think it's going to be 80%. So I think I need like 20% more crit, which, by the way, is not as ridiculous as it sounds. So I'm being told by the Boom Kid in my party, who dominated me on all the multi-target fights, and obviously on single target, that's when I finally got to pull ahead. He's telling me that you can farm badges basically indefinitely from the Headless Horseman, and you can buy some kind of raid gear with the badges nowadays. They added that, so let's try it. Maybe with this run, and this is for all my people that watched the last Holy Pally video, I don't have to have any cringe stuff, because like I can just queue for it and keep queuing and keep queuing, and yeah, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about if you got to the end of that last HPAL video. Okay, this is actually pretty neat because it is just a single target boss fight, and that's it. Get away, go, just get off me. No, no, they're starting the fight, and I'm killing an anguished dead. All right, can I catch up, though? Let's just see. So you can see I got the Frostfire Bolt proc now. At least I made it look like that, right, for the weak auras. But I also still... Why are you immune? Why? Oh, my God, it's that fight. Actually, on Wrath, there's no head of the Horseman. Look at these guys all hitting the immune guy. They're not even going for the head. The head's all the way over here anyway, to be fair. Oh, my God. What a cluster. So I like to start Frostflame Shock. And I'll tell you guys some interesting interactions I figured out with that as well, by the way. That weren't exactly intuitive, except they were. It's weird. It's just like you wouldn't have expected it. That's the real thing. This is not going to be as good of a fight for single target as I thought. And that's because he's so wonky with the way that he acts with like the head and all that stuff. We have a proc right there. That's nice. It's hitting multiple guys. But I'm still using the fireball because if I can get the fireball off, it's actually a pretty interesting increase to my damage as far as I could see. And casting Frostflame Shock is not that deep actually either. So you can see, boom, that's a fireball right there. We have another proc for when we go back on this guy. Boom, we can use it on him. And we can Ice Lance. That's the only thing I've got to get better at is Ice Lancing properly. Okay, so this is not actually... This is not real, guys. Like, I beat all of these guys in a straight-up single-target fight. This is all wonky with the head and, like, everything's out of sight and LOS, like, behind the gate and I'm not doing damage. You know what I'm trying to say? But that's okay because apparently we can use this guy to farm badges and buy really good gear in chat. So I do want to check that out after this run. And we also got loot-filled pumpkin, so we can just see what we're getting from the holiday event on Ascension right now. And we also got the Horseman Signet Ring, which I actually got this also on Wrath, and it was really good. But it's actually pretty freaking garbage on this one. Okay, what do we get from the loot-filled pumpkin? What the hell? The Headless Horseman's Helmet. Is that rare? I'm just curious. Otherwise, I got 115 garbage, but well, at least it's really cool. Okay, let's go to chat and see if we could buy gear and just how much the gear costs. Yeah, guys, they saved Area 52 on the last, 2 weeks, I guess, of its existence before everybody quits and plays the brand new server because they have the Amani Empire option now for Badges of Justice. So, in other words, you can buy ZA loot for badges, which is great. Of course, it is relatively expensive compared to what I'm used to with heroic stuff. And yeah, I obviously regret wasting all my badges on garbage at this point. Of course, I did that the week before this came out, theoretically. So, I say theoretically because I didn't know it was out when it was out. But apparently, this could have happened. But it still was a week before that. So, that's a big F. But there's still some cool stuff I could buy here, guys. I mean, it's ZA loot. It's 128 item level for badges. So, for example, like, I've got these 115 bracers. I could buy bracers right now. I've got 70 badges. We could do an offhand, or we could do bracers. I actually think we'll do that. Just so we can start getting some better stuff in here, right? We could also even do a wand, man. Mine's actually not that bad. Well, it's 115, actually. Okay, but I could take this fetish. I like fetishes, man, of the primal gods. It's haste over crit, though, but there is no better option, so I'll go for that, I guess. Haste should be good. I am stacking a lot of ways to increase my spell haste right now. It seems like the more Frostbolts, the better procs you get with that Ice Lance, because you get your Icicles faster, and that means I can free cast Frostflame Shock sometimes and just not care, and then just go for proc Fireballs, because this is a way longer cast time than the Frostflame Shock, so you never want to hard cast the fireball. But here's why I think this is good, because if you get lucky and if you get the brain freeze stuff, which I did go for, this is what I'm going for, by the way, with my enchants. Stay frosty for an increased chance to proc Fingers of Frost, plus it gives 6% frost damage now. 3 out of 3 looter guidance, we know what that does. I doubled down. Biting cold reduces the cooldown of deep freeze by 33% after using it, so we're just going to use that. I macroed it to Frostbolt. Obviously not good for trash, great for the boss. Ice Barrage, powerful Frostbolt, 6% more damage. Clear Mind, 10% mana cost reduction to all my spells when I proc the Clear Mind effect, or Elemental Focus effect, but you'll see. But also, 5% haste, so I do go for that. And critical Frostbolt, 6% more chance to crit. Just still going for the 100% basically. And then Brain Freeze, boom, 9% more chance to get a Fireball. So it's like, let's see, 24% chance right now, okay? That's not that bad if you're going really fast. So I do think I could stack both Frostflame and also Fireball for 18% more Frostbolt damage, which seems good. Also, as I was saying, a little bit of nuance there. I found out I can use Booming Echoes. I just looked at it and was like, oh yeah, that works. It is shock, right? It's a shock. It's not Frostfire Bolt. It is a shock that I'm using. So the amazing thing here is that the capstone bonus, which is already good, it's actually doubling down because dealing damage with Frostflame Shock increases my damage with frost and fire spells by 5%, which then doubles down once again because I'm doing frost fire damage. I do think that's how that works because I know people abuse this type of stuff with the other dual magic, random enchants out there, so that's pretty cool. So that's all that stuff if you were curious, but let's go ahead and buy that last piece of gear. This time, none of it actually has haste on it, but they have 2 literally identical bracers that have crit. Let's see, where is it right now? So you have, oh no, actually I'm wrong. One's mana per 5, and the other one's crit. Oh, okay, it was 2 identical mana per 5 ones, basically, right? One of them gives a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. They're just not that different. Oh, there you go. There's the crit one. 20 crit, 22 int versus 15 crit, 21 int, 31 spell power, 5 more spell power. I'm just going to go with the Earthquake Bracers. I had to remove some add-ons because I think some of your add-ons are going to be weird right now with the recent patch. My FPS is so abnormally low. And, you know, like on Classic, I'm always at like 100 plus FPS. On Ascension, it's kind of dicey nowadays. But I'm sure they'll fix it and optimize it. For now, though, boom. We have a brand new thing there. I just have to enchant it. Earthquake Bracers first, and then we also have, where is it? Oh, there it is. Fetish, right? My Fetish, right? We could put the Fetish on. And we're at 121 item level now. I'll take it. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I did TK, and I did it all the way through. We didn't get anything of value, but I also realized something, which is that a lot of the people still playing right now have 130 plus item level, and I know that from asking and inspecting. It's actually really impressive, if I'm completely honest with you. The gear looks really clean. Even people with 140, or at least 143 on select pieces of gear, maybe in the high 130s. One guy said he was 138. So crazy item level differences right now, and that makes it hard to gauge the build. But you can also see in the background, I tried Gruuls lair. We did fine, but you can kind of see that among the people that were more similarly geared, we did have this little grouping, right? And then there was people that were mostly in the gear of the next tier of raids, right? And they're all grouped above, right? So who knows how we could do. I do think this is one of those in the top 1/3 of the DPS charts type of builds, though. It's just going to scale good as well. I can only imagine. Haste crit is really, really nice with this. The faster you get Frostbolts off, the faster you can do everything. Another issue you might notice, though, is, I've already spoke about it, I think, at least once in this video, is that the new patch was so big, it broke a lot of add-ons. A lot of add-ons need to be updated, or you can currently go update your add-ons. But I'm actually really, really struggling FPS-wise. Again, I make this clear so people understand production quality, right? I can run WoW with 144, 150, it doesn't matter, like really high FPS all the time, no issue, except sometimes on Project Ascension, it's weird. And specifically with this patch, it's horrendous, actually. So I'm gonna have to try to maybe update some add-ons, wait for some add-ons to be updated, and hope that gets fixed before Season 8. But I do think it's impacting the way that the build comes out, because on a dummy, where I don't lag at all, it's not just higher because it's on a dummy, it's significantly higher to where it's not translating properly on something like, let's say, a patchwork fight like Gruul, where there is no excuse, right? With that being said, let's try some more Mythics.
Later that same evening.
Okay guys, so I just got done with Karazhan, and I was so happy to find a early raid that was being pugged, that was gonna have people in it with more of my type of gear level. And guys, that was what made this fun. I came in first place on quite a few of the different raid fights that we did. Mostly the single target fights where you had not too many mechanics that would prevent me from, stopping my rotation, except for maybe the very last boss. But even then, first place DPS. So just as a little bit of a point of comparison, just so we can actually have the data, right? So I have on the right, my DPS right after some kind of boss, I think, and this is a 6390. And this was before I was coming in first place. I came in first place 3 or 4 bosses after this. I was pretty happy with that. But I became curious, and I just wanted to see what would actually happen if I asked everybody in the top 5 what their item level was. And lo and behold, it literally, if you take it from bottom to top, is actually in order of their item level. Okay, mostly, right? There's one guy that's one item level below where he should be. But still, put it like this. We've got, theoretically, on the right, Arugulin, Guba, Ziggy, Exob, and Empanadita. And then, realistically, on the left, in order of item level, we have Guba, Arugulin, and then we have, let's see, me, Exob, and Empanadita. So the only one that was wrong is Guba and Arugulin, which are one item level apart, which, again, is not going to be that big of a difference to begin with. And these guys were neck and neck. It could have been like a mechanic that meant that Arugulin was going to be below Guba, right? I know I'm just throwing things out there, but this is very good, because what does this mean? This means, quite literally, me, Guba, and Arugulin are actually doing really well for our item levels in comparison to Exob, and Empanadita has an item level of 135, bro. Like, actually an insane item level. So there has to be something about those bottom 4 builds for all these bottom 4 players that's actually pretty good compared to the build that the top player is playing. He's getting carried more by gear, and that's fine, by the way. But I did find it interesting that it basically stacked up exactly how you would assume it should stack up, and yeah, that was a little bit of justification. Right after that, I got a boost of confidence. As I said, I came in first place in multiple fights. Again, single target fights in which there aren't too many intrusive elements to the mechanics of the fight, so that I can get right back into the fray, or that if there are something that's intrusive, it's going to hit the other guys too. It's not like you're one of 2 players that had to deal with it the whole thing and it was randomly you. It was like, okay, you're one of basically every DPS who will handle it at one point. I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I was very, very impressed, I guess I could just say, once again, with how this build has done. And in terms of gear, we did actually come out of it with nothing. No, I'm not even joking, guys. I got the Jade Ring at the Ever Living, but realistically, it's pretty damn bad. Like, I tried to justify it. I got a breastplate of the Light Binder. It's another one that I think is bad, but 15 intellect's really good. So actually, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good, but I can't use it because I need the hit rating right now. And same thing with these gloves I got, right? Gloves of the Quickening. I want to use these, but my gloves currently are literally a bastion of hit rating right now. I could do the same enchant, but still 21 hit that I'd be losing. Same concept with a 35 hit from the 2-piece of the Mana Edge. So it's a little sus, but yes, we did actually get upgrades. Even though it's late into Season 7, it doesn't matter as much. It still matters to me, so I'll take it. But okay, guys, let's go ahead and do the giveaway from the last video. Pick the winner. There we go, guys. I can't read that, but he says, love your vids, man. Keep it up. Executioner Area 52. Maybe it says something similar in the Cyrillic stuff. I don't know how to read. I don't know if it's like Russian or what have you, but grats, man. Okay, man, grats. I'll give you a Death Speaker supporter's chest. GG to you, Executioner. Let's make sure this is actually spelled right. Okay, that should be good. Boom. There we go. Also, the guy from the last video got back to me, so you are going to get your mount, my friend. Grats to you. And, boom. Grats, man. I gotta give this stuff away before we go to Season 8 and it becomes irrelevant. I'm gonna go ahead and say once again, leave a comment in the comment section below with your in-game name on Area 52, and you have a chance at winning something in the next video, whether it's Ascension or not. I'm just gonna start giving this stuff away fast. But okay, guys, so basically what I feel like I proved to myself in this video was that Frostflame Shock is extremely good. We came in first place, still have it left over here, multiple different raid bosses, multiple different mythic encounters, when we are against our peers, let's just say. And sometimes, if somebody somebody's not playing as good of a build, we beat people that are 135 plus whatever item level as well, which is a really, really good sign. I think this is really good. Now, this was, as I hope I mentioned at least, a rework of the Ice Barrage. Previously, it was just Ice Lance and Frostbolt enchant, and they've done a few things like this as a kind of pre-patch to Season 8. I want to mention some things, honorable mentions, I guess I could say. I might still do them before the patch comes out, because you guys keep asking me, and I'm not saying that's an annoying thing, it makes sense. Cauterizing Flames, I made a video on this in its old iteration. I didn't like the way that they did it, but they remade it, so that's remade for people that wanted to play Fire Healer. And another one a lot of people ask me about, Blood Venom. It is back, and as you can see, it's really crisp, really well done, the way they did the tooltip. It's this new way that they're doing things. It's remade so you can play that as well. So, new enchants that have been reworked for Season 8. Really, really fun. Frostflame Shock, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Mcdoubles out.